Welcome, miracle parents. If you can see me, hear me clearly, type yes in the comments. I'm live in both my Instagram and in YouTube. So, as you all may know, that our Brainathon challenge for the February month is starting, and the enrollment is already open. And we have been getting a lot of questions, lot of enquiries. Some of you have already joined, but some of you are still waiting and checking whether it's the right time for you to join or not. So I thought of coming live today, and I'm planning to come live every Thursday around the same time. So today I want to focus more on this Brainathon. Why? Because the enrollment with additional bonuses to join the Brainathon is going to expire tomorrow. Okay. So what we have this time is that we are giving you a very easy option to join the Brainathon challenge. So when you join the Brainathon challenge this month, you will be added to the February batch, and you will be guided with our hand holding support to implement the tools of whole brain acceleration for your child between 0 and 6 years. If you have a child between 0 and 6 years, and this is the time for you to start with the Brainathon challenge, where you will be able to see what are the tools that is required for your child's brain stimulation. Okay. And before tomorrow, when you are joining, there is an additional bonus that we are giving, which is a 2-day boot camp that I'm conducting on emotional intelligence, which is a very super hit boot camp that I have conducted over and over, that my students love it so much because it teaches you the self regulation techniques, and also how you can teach your child emotional intelligence is what I conduct during those boot camp. So the access pass to attend that live boot camp is also included if you are joining the Brainathon before tomorrow. Okay, so you can post your questions related to this, and some of you who are already existing silver members are also coming and asking whether you have to pay again. No, it is not so. If you're already a HPU silver member, you don't have to pay again. This is only for the people who are not yet part of Holistic Parenting Universe to get started with the Brainathon challenge. So I have some of the questions which are coming, which I'm going to answer first. Meanwhile, you can post your questions in the chat. So there is a question saying that I have two babies. One of them is 2.4 years and the another one is newborn. This Brainathon will work for both of them. So if your child is between 0 to 6 years, the Brainathon works. I mean, the whole brain acceleration works for them because this is the foundational years for your child. Okay. A child's brain development is rapid during the 0 and 6 years, and they are growing depending on the environment and exposure that the child is getting during these early years, which set up the foundation for the child's life. Okay. How the child is going to grow up, how they are going to live in the future is all being decided during this early years, because their subconscious mind is very very active and receptive during this years. So it's very important to start as early as possible. Now for this parent, you have two children. One is 2.5 years and the other one is just newborn. Just imagine you are getting into the Brainathon challenge now, and you will be able to do the whole brain acceleration tools for both of them by just entering as one parent. So we are not charging you for two different children, but as one parent. So you can use the tools of whole brain acceleration for both of your kids. We have people who have uh, a son who is 9 years 10 years old, and also a child who is just newborn and doing Brainathon and doing the whole brain acceleration tools. For those children, the tools itself will be like too much of varied exposure is what you have to give. For this case, for a 2.55 year old, most of the whole brain acceleration will be, so all of the whole brain acceleration tools can be implemented. But for a newborn, if the child is below 3 months, there are certain activities that you won't be able to do it at this point, but you will start to be doing the things which is mattering for them at this point of time. Yeah, okay. So, for a child who is not even finished the 3 months old, our primary focus will be more on, connecting with the child, talking to the child, making an eye contact, and also for you as a mother who is just entering into the postpartum journey, this whole brain acceleration tools is going to help you feel more calm from inside, feel more connected with both of your children. So whole brain acceleration is not just about, just about the baby's brain. It's more about how you are being with your child. That is in fact one of the biggest transformation that parents start to see once they start whole brain acceleration. So absolutely yes, and it is a very good time for you to start. You can start with both of your children. So let me go to the other question. Baby boy hoga ye baby girl. What do you mean by that? I don't get it. Can you elaborate the question, please? My daughter is 2 years old and not started to talk. So basically, if your child is not yet talking, the kind of brain stimulation that the child needs to receive might be not there. That is one of the reasons why the child might not have started talking. Around 18 months, a child should be speaking at least 50 words. If they are not speaking that, then there is a lack of brain stimulation. If your child had excessive screen time or any kind of screen time before 2 years, that also contributes to the speech development. So it is either because of the screen time, okay, and also because of the lack of brain stimulation that is required for the child to start speaking. One of the things that we have over and over, what we have seen with our parents who starts whole brain acceleration early, is that their children starts to speak early. This is not something that I'm telling randomly, but this starts with my daughter, and this is a pattern that we are seeing with every single parent who starts early in our program, that their children are starting to speak early. Even today I just posted one of the reels, one of the videos in my Instagram, where I just shared a 22-month-old, which means she's not even 2 years. At 22-month-old, she's able to name every single flashcards. I'm not talking about identifying flashcards like pointing this and that is okay, but at 22 months a child is able to say it aloud, 143 plus flashcards. Forget about the flashcards or so, just imagine how much vocabulary that the child is building at this age. That is the power of whole brain acceleration. That is the power of your right brain stimulation. So for you, I would highly suggest you to get started with the whole brain acceleration so you can rule out the speech delay problems. One of the parents, you can see in my YouTube channel, if you see, there is a parent called as Lakshmi. She is from Dubai, and when she started her brainathon journey, her son was not speaking. Okay, her son was not speaking. She was very much panicked on what is going wrong, because she is a mother who did not show any screen time also for her son, and she had been working as a teacher in Dubai. And after her son's birth, she wanted to be spending more time with her son, so she quit her job and she was there full time with him, not showing screens, engaging with him and all that. But still, she was seeing that when he turned 2 years, he was not speaking according to what is expected. So she was highly panicked. Thankfully, she came across my video or something, and she joined the Brainathon. And within few months, or 3 or 4 months later, her son not only started to talk in sentences, but also with right grammar. So she flew all the way from Dubai to Chennai when we conducted our offline retreat just to share this win. You know how much it is so important for parents to step up and do the right things for our children. One of the requests that I have for parents is that don't keep searching and searching and searching stuff online, because that is not going to help you. Even when I was a new mom, there were so many things that were available in the Instagram, in the Pinterest, in the Google, but how much ever you are searching is not going to help your child. How much ever you are doing is what you're going to, which is going to help your child. Whole brain acceleration is a system, and it is a proven system. So during these early years, you don't have to do the trial and error, thinking whether this will right or not, this will go correct or not. It has been over and over proven by so many parents. 10,000 plus parents is not an easy number. And we have been seeing over and over the same patterns. Parents who start early when the child is infant, a newborn, etc., they are seeing the children able to speak around 8 months. They are able to see in 1.5 years how fluently the children are speaking, because they are able to speak early. Also, their other things like memory power, the grasping power, everything is being developed so beautifully well, and there is no stress about it. And we also have another category of parents who are joining when the child is like around 2 years, around 3 years, around 4 years, when they have some this they feel like something is missing out. And those people, some of them join when their children are fully fully engaged only with screens. They don't sit at one place, they don't do any activities. We have those kind of parents also. And the first step that I always suggest for every one of them is to start with the brainathon. Why? I'll tell you. Whole brain acceleration has multiple tools. Okay, multiple tools to awaken your child's photographic memory, awaken your child's intuition, awaken your child, and improve your child's focus, memory, and speech. All of these things are the results that you will see with your child. For this, we have multiple tools inside. Okay, so Brainathon Challenge will help you to put together these tools in a step by step way, in a non overwhelming way. That is the reason why we have 99% of success rate. If a parent is doing this with a child, they see the results with their child within the 21 days. Some small shift starts to happen. You can watch our reviews in Google. You can simply go to Google and just type Brainathon, Dr. Nalini or Nalini Zinu and holistic parenting universe. Just put these keywords in the Google, and you see from the Google, the AI is now so much improved. It pulls out the data from all the sources, and it will give you right there what it is all about, what are the kind of results that our students are getting. And this kind of summary is not something that will be generated from a person who just started doing. We have been doing this for 5 years now, and there are so many parents who come out and share their results and wins. And that summary is what you are getting in Google. You can simply go to Google and check it out for yourself. So please do start, don't delay it at all. How much time is required per day to make them use to the process to see the changes? So basically, our whole brain acceleration tools will take only 5 to 10 minutes overall. Okay, maximum 15 minutes if you would like to extend it. I'll tell you why. Because the tools that we are doing is mostly for the right brain stimulation, right? So your right brain works like this, like this, like this. Our children, you may be thinking the baby is too small, but I'll tell you an example. Okay, if you are giving this bottle to your child, okay, no matter whether it is a 3 month old or a 6 month old or a 3 year old or whatever, okay, if you are giving this bottle and your child is looking at this bottle for the very first time, what you will see that is that your child is going to touch it, look at it, bang it, putting it in the mouth. All of this happens within seconds, right? But within that few seconds, what is actually happening is that your child is learning about this bottle through all of their senses. They are looking at it, their visual sense is getting activated, they're touching it, the tactile sense is activated, they're smelling it, they are banging it so they can hear what sound does it make, and they are putting it in their mouth to taste and see what taste it tastes like. So within that few seconds, the child is actually exploring all the things about this bottle with all of their senses. But what we see is only them putting that into their mouth. Within the second, they are able to do all of these things. And that also, like for few minutes, they would be looking at these things, because that's the first time that they are seeing it. Now, after one day, you are giving it again, the second day, the third day, they will be like, okay, just 1 second, and they will just glance at it and they will just move it around. Okay, move it around, right? So, why? Because they have already learned about it. It's that kind of learning that is happening, the absorption that is happening. Learning and teaching during the early years is very different from what we know from the classroom setting. It's totally different. Now, the child is learning at this much speed. The tools that we use for the brain stimulation also is like this. Okay, we use flashcards for multiple different programs, teaching your child to read, teaching your child number sense, teaching your child the encyclopedia information around them, all of these things through flashcards. And we also have photographic memory games, intuition games. Now these flashcards, even if you are using doing like 30 flashcards, the flashcard has to be flashed like one card per second. So even if you're using 30 cards, all it will take is like 30 seconds. Okay, 30 seconds. But what is more important is what you do before and after those tools is what more important. We do warm ups. We start with warm ups, mindfulness. One of the reasons why our children are developing beautiful emotional intelligence and emotional awareness is because they are starting with warm ups, no matter whether your child is just an infant or a toddler or a preschooler. Right, so it is so important for us to know like that is what we do. So with including our warm-ups, our flashcards, and the things together, all it will take is 10 minutes maximum. But if you can extend it by singing a song, extend it by playing a favorite toy, extend it by playing a memory game and all that, but maximum 15 minutes is what you will need. So when you are looking at the times perspective, it will only take hardly 10 to 15 minutes, but we focus more on the energy than the time. So it's not about the child, it's more about the parent. So our children during 0 to 6 years are in their alpha state of mind. Okay, they are completely in their subconscious state of mind where they're absorbing everything around them very easily, very effortlessly. Now let's look at our parents. Okay, when we are looking at us throughout the day, we have so much running in our mind. We have so many things to be thinking about. There are a lot of thoughts that are constantly keep happening in our minds. So for us to take a pause from it, to for us to be present with our child, not just physically but also emotionally and mentally, is what makes the most difficult thing. That is the most difficult thing for parents. That is what we help you in Brainathon, using the guided visualizations and also the consistency, the accountability. All of those things will help you to stay motivated and stay consistent. Okay, I hope I answered you. How do you make the kids sit if they are not used to sitting down for a session? So as per my methodology, I never compel or force anybody to sit at one place. In fact, I strongly believe that when a toddler is in movement, I strongly encourage them to move. We have been so much wired in such a way that learning will happen only if we are sitting at one place and listening to the people. Okay, so that is like the beta state of learning. Right now I'm sitting and talking with you, and you are sitting and hearing whatever I'm trying to teach you, right? I'm trying to talk with you. If I'm teaching you something, you will have to be completely come and attentive, be attentive, take down notes, all that, because we are the adult's brain is mostly on the beta waves. Now, when it comes to alpha waves, I'll tell you an example of how this alpha mind works, alpha state works, so you'll be able to understand it better. Say, for example, if you're going in a car, okay, if you're going in a car and a song is being played in that car, you may not be sitting and listening to it more attentively. You are not trying to memorize the tune, you're not trying to memorize the lyrics, you're not paying full attention to the song itself, but you're just sitting in your car, just looking outside the window. That's it. Okay, now what happens is that after you get down from the car, after you reach your home, if that song something very nice means, you will be automatically catching yourself singing that song, murmuring that song. Now what is happening during this state? You did not sit and memorize it as if you are memorizing for your science exam or math exam, but automatically this song went into your head. How is that happening? That is how the right brain takes in the information. It is very passive. You don't have to actively listen, but just because you were in that environment, you are listening to it, and it's passively went into your brain. Now this is the kind of state our children are in between 0 and 6 years. They are in this subconscious state of mind, where they are in the alpha state of mind, where everything is that passive learning is very much heightened. That is the reason why you cannot make your child to sit at one place and teach them something. But if they are moving, they are learning so effortlessly. In fact, movement and learning comes hands in hand, and when they are moving, they can actually focus better. Even if they are moving, they are listening to every single thing that we are doing. Right now I'm sitting and talking with you, my daughter is doing something else right there, and I'm sure that every single word I'm talking is also going in her head. The same with your child also. Your child might be look seems like they are not paying full attention, but every single word that they are hearing is going into their brain. So I don't force the child to sit at one place. But when you are looking at our children who are doing the our programs, you automatically see that the child is actually sitting and paying attention. Now that is where the shift happens, because when something is so interesting for the child, then automatically the child will come and do it. So say for example, if you are taking your child to park, most of the kids most of the days would love to run to the park and start going into those slides and swings, or at least play something. You are not forcing your child to go and sit and play. Your child automatically starts to play because that place seems to be more fun. The place is very much exciting. So automatically the child is going and playing in the park, right? What if you can create similar environment at home? That's exactly how we do whole brain acceleration. That is why, you know one of the biggest problems that parents face is consistency, right? During our brainathon challenge, we have seen this over and over. First 3 days you do it on a particular time. We give it in a systematic way. We don't do the flashcards on day one. We do the setup. We just prepare our child, prepare ourselves. We name the session, and all that will happen during the first few days. First 3 4 days you do it. Fifth day, even if you don't do it, you may think like, okay, maybe later I will do. But your child automatically comes in and asks, Amma, let's do the flashy session, let's do the jingalala session, whatever that you are naming it. So that is the kind how a child likes it, because we are setting it up like that. If you are approaching the session with so much of stress, with so much of expectation from the child, it won't work like that. If you are in the right energy, if you are setting up in the right way, like how we tell you, then automatically you see your child themselves will come and ask for it over and over, and there will be a point in your life where you will feel that, oh my god, I can't even take some rest. My child is constantly asking me for this, what I will do. That is a good problem to have. Do you have a course for 6+ years old? So basically we don't have a course specifically for 6+ years, but we do have something called as a holistic genius hub. The holistic genius hub is for children above 5 years, where they can actually do things on their own. But right now we are only having our kids who are in the holistic parenting units, who have been practicing whole brain acceleration into that, because that is how we are seeing that our kids are all in the same pace. But if you have a 6+ year old who is still struggling with focus, still struggling with memory and all of that, I would still suggest you to start with brainathon, so that these issues, the executive functions, gets better. Okay, what whole brain acceleration does is works on the deeper into the executive functions, like listening skills, cooperation skills, emotional awareness, their mindfulness, their focus and memory increasing, all of the improvement, all of these things happens when you work on this. So if you have any issues with like this for your child who is above 6 also, I would suggest you to start with brainathon. So I have a pinned comment here on where to go and join. But in case if you don't know this, you can DM me as Brain, or you can go to link in bio, or you can directly WhatsApp to our team, and our team will be happy to assist you. 63632393. You can WhatsApp to this person, and she can help you with the enrollment. Where's okay? What else we have? You can post your questions here. I'm just checking if I had missed out any. Okay, I'm taking the questions from the other person. Okay. All the developments are good for my child, but he is addicted to screens. How to reverse it? Okay, so screen thing is that, you are the person who actually introduced the screen time for the child. Now why your child is not able to be focusing on other things is because the screens are like overstimulating. It's so colorful, it's changing immediately, and the real life is not so so active like what you see in screen. That's why the child's brain keeps wanting to see it more and more and more, again and again and again. Now you have to spend some time, sitting and playing with the child, or making something interesting for your child depending on the child's age. Okay, whatever the child's age is, depending on that, how you can make the other things interesting, start to give those opportunities, so that you can slowly cut down on the screen time. While you are cutting down on the screen time slowly, one by one, you should also be replacing it with something very exciting for them. So start observing what are the things that your child likes so much. Based on that, you start to provide them opportunities accordingly. Say for example, if your child likes cars so much, then you can plan some activities around the cars, right? And don't expect your child to sit at one place. Don't expect your child to not move at all. So all of these things is what makes the problem. So one of the primary reasons why parents give screen time is because you want them to sit at one place. So if you start thinking from that perspective, obviously it cannot happen. But with the right kind of brain stimulation, you will automatically see your child is able to focus better on the activities. They are able to sit and do certain things. For so one of the recent examples I can tell you, that parent even posted as a video, shared as a video. She said that before brainathon, her son was not even sitting or not even listening for 30 seconds. Okay, just 21 days of brainathon. After that, she herself was so surprised, and she shared art activity he did, some coloring and all that, and he took 1.5 hours to complete it in one stretch. And that was like a biggest miracle, isn't it? For a child who was not even paying attention for 30 seconds, to sitting and doing something for 1.5 hours straight, which is not forced, which was not compelled by her parents, but he himself taken that project and he started enjoy doing what he was doing. That is the kind of shift that we are seeing. So you have to understand, like, where is the shift. So you have to provide them the opportunities without the, right now, 0 to 6 years, we all know that the brain is rapidly developing. Just making them sit at one place and home, it is not possible for us to give them the right kind of stimulation. When the child is understimulated, you start to see that there are a lot of restlessness, a lot of executive functions not being developed properly. That's why your child may not be able to focus on certain things properly. All of these things happen because of understimulation. So what happens, parents by mistake they are giving screen time, which is like overstimulation, which is not that good for your child's whole brain development. Now what happens when the child is going watching only the passive screen time? Only few areas of the brain is getting, the neural connection is building only to those areas, not the entire brain. So you need to make sure that you are giving the whole brain stimulation at this age, and especially during the early years it's very important. Because when you're missing out this early years brain stimulation, then the results is going to be very much difficult to fix later. How does brainathon help my son's speech delay? What can I expect in end of 21 days? The first shift you will start to see with your child is that the shift in the child's focus and attention span. Okay, and with respect to speech, you will be constantly giving them new vocabularies, and they will be, so because your whole brain acceleration tools goes and stimulate the multiple areas of the brain. It is like a serial bulb. So for example, if you have a serial bulb, all the small bulbs are connected with the wires, right? When you click on the switch, all these bulbs will start to glow. Similarly, in our brain also, every neuron is there, and every second there are billions of neural network connection which is forming between these neurons, like an electrical stimulation, chemical stimulation. These connections are getting formed every single second. Now, depending on where the stimulation is getting connected and where the neural network connection is being repeated, those areas are the ones which is developing. If there are some areas where the connection is not happening, those are the areas which is getting underdeveloped. Okay, very simple. So if a child doesn't speak at 18 months or 2 years, etc., the neural network connections which is needed to uh, get connected with those speech areas are not getting stimulated. That is the reason why the child is not able to speak. That is one of the reasons. Right. So when you give the whole brain stimulation, automatically you will see, starting to see your child's memory is getting improved, focus getting improved, speech getting improved, behavior getting improved, and all that. So many of our students have seen. So I would suggest you to get started and see how the shift happens in your child, provided you have to follow the system the way how we tell you. Some people, what happens is that you might have tried many things in the past, something might not have worked for you, and with the same notion, if you're coming and applying it with a constant self doubt, that is also affecting your child, because 0 to 6 years is when your child is absorbing your energy more than your words. Your energy matters a lot. If you have a self doubt in your child, if you have a self doubt in yourself or in the system, it cannot work fully. It is like when you plant a seed, you constantly go and dig and check whether it is sprouting or not, sprouting or not. When you keep checking, what happens? You are just killing its growth, you are not letting it grow. So you have to surrender to the process and start applying the method with full belief, and you start to see the sprouts coming up, and that will be the first step. Okay. My kid is good at everything. Okay, this is what I just answered. I have a doubt that how come Brainathon different from all other programs out in the market. I'm not very sure if anybody has such a program which is in whole brain acceleration. So I'll tell you our story. So when I started with my daughter was very, very small infant, and I wanted to do something for my daughter just to connect with her and also to know like how I can give the best to my child. And that is when I started to dig in about the child psychology and the neuroscience behind the early years brain development. And I could see that during the early years, whatever exposure and environment that we give exposure to our children matters a lot. And it's so easy for us and effortless for us to make sure that our the foundations are built right, rather than complaining about the building later. So I started to do the right brain stimulation because the early years, during 0 to 6 years, a child's right brain is more dominant. As I started that, it is also, whatever tools that I'm using is not just for the right brain stimulation, but also about the left brain logic as well. So what we do is the whole brain acceleration. Now, these tools, these all of these things like flashcards, photographic memory activities, intuition, all of these things, when you are just knowing about it, there is so much difference between you knowing about it and you are actually doing it. Now, as a mother, as a new mother, that time I used to spend sleepless nights in creating the materials, because I'm talking about 2020, where even the flashcards were not available so easily as it is available now. So I had to literally design the PDFs, I have to print it out, and it was also COVID at that time. So I have to print it out, I have to laminate, and I used to spend my sleepless nights doing it. Okay, I was doing it all, doing all that. And then as my daughter grows up also, I used to be searching everywhere and create materials and do it with my child, and the results that I'm seeing in my child motivates more for me to do more of it. Now, when I started teaching this to my other people, one thing I started to understand is that not everybody has the energy or the things to, to do all of these things. So that's why we have made it as a course. which is available for you to watch anytime, anywhere. And also all the materials that I've created is also inside it, so that you can save all those hours of thousands hours of time which you can use with your child. And that is how it all went till 2023. Okay, from 2021 to 2023 it was like that. From 2023, what I started to notice is that just giving them courses and the materials and the resources is not enough for the people. So I started to see that people are lacking consistency. Even after knowing the benefits of it, they're not able to do it. That's why we brought in something called as a brainathon challenge, which is a very unique one, where you will be guided step by step, guided step by step. And also, with respect to whole brain acceleration, there are so many things. Parents, when they are listening about it, learning about it, it feels so overwhelming. Which one I will start first, where I have to start? That analysis paralysis itself is blocking them from taking the step forward. So that's why we have created this brainathon challenge, where every step along the way is guided. It's like a step by step process. Every step adds on to the previous step. So that way we are able to see a lot of mothers able to take action. Because for me, it is not about you coming and buying a course from me and not doing it. For me, I really want to see you taking action and seeing the results in your child, because that is the primary reason why I started even teaching this to parents. There is no point in me teaching and you not taking any action. There is no point in that, right? So I really want you to take action. So for that, I needed this brainathon challenge. It's completely designed by me in the way how parents can easily implement it, no matter whether you are a working mother or a working parent or a stay at home parent, a busy parent, whatever it is. You will be able to do it when you follow the system. That is a kind of system that I have developed, which is a robust proven system. So that's exactly, so I wouldn't say that this is very different from other programs. I would say this is a only program which will be more action taking for you. There are so many parents who comes from different things also say that, I have joined that program but I couldn't see any results. Once after I joined the brainathon, I was able to see the results. So those kind of stories are also there. I never even bothered to ask which program you were in before, because I know there is no other program that is like brainathon. And people entering into holistic parenting universe, I can tell you a pattern. You will be starting the journey for your child, and then you will start to understand that it's not only about the child, it's more about me. So you as a holistic parent, how you are growing with your child is what the key about it. And as a mother and as an educator, the life that I am living and growing up, I don't believe that you as a parent is growing separately from your child. Parent and the child grows together, and this is the only place where both of these things have that access. That was a nice question, thank you for asking. I have a kid age 7. Will Brianathon reduce his anger issues? For an for res- With respect to the anger issues, I would suggest you to go deeper into the emotional awareness and emotional intelligence, where, because at age 7 it's quite different from an age 2 or age 3, because age 2 or age 3, they are in the mirror neurons. They are just mirroring whatever we are doing. They are in the learning stage. About 6 years is when the child is in the stage where they are implementing what they have learned during the 0 to 6 years. Okay, so um it has a lot of unlearning that has to be done at this age, rather than more about learning. From 0 to 6 years they are in the absorption state, and about 6 years they are more in the reflection state. So if something is not what to say, not, how do I put that word, constructive for the child, something is destructive for them, then it needs a lot of unlearning. And those unlearning will not happen through punishments or by shouting or hitting the child. None of those things will work. In fact, those things will only worse the child. So teaching the child about emotions, teaching them coping strategies, co-regulating with the child, learning self regulation for yourself as a parent who is the one whom your child is looking and growing up. These are the things which is going to help. Okay, so I would suggest you can directly join an emotional intelligence boot camp if you want. If you also have issues with respect to your child's focus, attention span, memory, and unable to find out his emotions and all that, then brainathon will help. If all the other things are all good only with the emotions, then I would suggest you to go with the emotional intelligence boot camp. Any other question? Let me quickly check. One kind of answer again for I have no idea. Got it. Okay, 10 more minutes. My child has ADHD. Will it actually work? So, a child, when you are saying that your child has an ADHD, first thing I want to ask is that whether is it clinically assessed or not? Because nowadays parents are putting these labels very easily. See, you saying that my child is having autism or ADHD or speech delay or hyperactive, all of these things are not simple words to use, simple labels to use. Okay. First question is whether you assessed clinically and whether you have a report or something that says, yes, this child has ADHD or autism. Okay, most of the parents who are saying this to me in my DMs and all that, when I ask this question, they will say, no, we didn't do any assessment. We're just thinking that he may have this. Okay. So that is a very big thing because sometimes you may misinterpret it like as ADHD or an autism just because you have seen people saying that these are the symptoms of ADHD. Okay. That is the first question for you. And when it comes to attention or disorder, the focus and attention span, since we have been seeing children who are being practiced whole brain acceleration, we are seeing this shift in their focus and their attention. We have been seeing a lot of amazing growth with children with hyperactivity, ADHD, ASD, even the clinically diagnosed children. Even now you can go to my Google review, the latest review you can see from one of the mother of of a child who have ADHD, I mean sorry, autism, and she have mentioned that her child's ADHD, the child who is having autism spectrum, now his focus and memory has improved a lot. It is there in the Google review. I'm not able to take it now, but it is one of the things. She just participated in our December brainathon, December or November brainathon. Okay, that brainathon she just finished, and she shared that in the directly in the public that her child has ASD, and his focus and memory has improved after starting with brainathon. But just one time, it's just the first time is for you to build the habit, build the consistency. For me, the whole brain acceleration for you should become the lifestyle. Okay, it has to be starting something like this. When you are starting solids for your child, you never ask when till which age should I continue. You never ask that question, right? You just build help them to start feeding themselves. You teach them how to hold the spoon, how to taste different varieties and all that. But once after you start to see, after they got to ease of it, they will be able to eat by themselves. Likewise, when you are starting with whole brain acceleration, you will have to spend some time sitting with them, doing these activities with them. After that, you start to see that the brain is getting trained to grasp things faster, to hold so much of memory, and anything that they are learning, they'll be able to learn faster and quicker. And most importantly, the parents will have a great observation in their child. So all of these things is there, and we have seen children with special needs, and we have seen children with developmental delays have are getting improved. If you are, even for people who are you doing therapies, they are doing this at home by themselves so that they are able to see a good improvement. Emotional intelligence boot camp will be happening in February, and I'll be posting the link very soon. But if you're joining the Brainathon before tomorrow, we are giving a free pass for you to attend the live boot camp as well. Okay, so right now the brainathon is given to you at rupees 3500, where you will be getting 3 months of access. Three times you can do the brainathon, and also the free pass to attend the emotional intelligence boot camp that is going to be happening on 2 days, 2 hours each, Saturday, Sunday, in February. I'll be talking about it maybe in the next live. But if you're planning to join brainathon, it's a great thing for you because you'll get both. Okay, and did I miss any other question? Okay, perfect. So just wanted to give you a quick idea. The Brainathon enrollment is open, and you can reach out to our WhatsApp support 9363632393 if you have any queries. So you can join even before the bonus expires tomorrow. The enrollment will be open, but the bonus, which is the free pass to the 2 day live emotional intelligence boot camp, is going to expire tomorrow. So make sure you are joining before tomorrow so that you get both of them. Otherwise, at least start now. The reason why we have this Brainathon as a 3 month access is because I really want you to take action now, because the early you start, the more effortless it's going to be. So that, now itself you might have seen people who are having children below 3 years. Now itself you might have seen these questions, like, you know as a child grows up, there are so many challenges that you will be having. There is no a point in regretting later, wherever you are, in whichever stage. Excuse me. Whichever stage you are in right now, whole brain acceleration can help you help your child. So better lay the foundation strong than regretting later. Okay. And also in my Instagram, I'll be keep on posting who is this for, who is this not for, and for Brainathon finishes, what are the things that you're going to get and all that. So keep an eye in that as well. And also every Thursday I'm planning to come live. So I'll try to put a Q&A box before itself, so any questions that you may have, you can post it over there. So when I'm coming live, I can answer that. You can catch it up later. I'll be saving this video, so if you missed out anything, you can watch the whole video as well. It'll be a 1 hour live. And going forward from the next week onwards, I'm also going to make some contest in it, where when you are attending the live, you can share your key learning by taking a screenshot and sharing it in your story. In fact, you can even do it now. Okay, what you have to do is, uh, just take a screenshot of this live, post in your story with what is that you have learned, or what is the insight or some idea that just popped your brain while you're doing this live with me. Share that in your story and tag me. And it has to be, your profile has to be in a public status so that I can see it. So your story, you just take the screenshot and tag me with your one key learning, and one of you will be announced as the winner, and winner will be getting a surprise gift which I'll be sharing next week. Okay, good. Okay, done. One second. ஸ்ரது உள்ள ஒரு பிரெயினத்தானோட சர்டிபிகேட்டும் அந்த இதுவும் ஒன்று இல்லை, டிஷர்ட்டும், அது மட்டும் கொஞ்சம் எடுத்துட்டு வரியா? அந்த பாக்ஸ்ல, இந்த கார்ட்போர்ட் பாக்ஸ். பொறுமையாவே வா. Okay, I'll also show you what you will get after you finish a Brainathon. Once you join Brainathon, you'll be going through the 21-day journey with accountability, with hand holding. We will take you along. But also to boost you, once you finish your Brainathon, you'll be getting special gifts from us. I'll show you what are those gifts. Okay. The first gift is a certificate for your child, with the parent's name and the child name. Many of our students have very very small children. Okay, most of the times this is the first ever certificate of them receiving in their life. Likewise, we have, so this will be only available for the people who finish the 21-day brain, not for everybody who joined. So, and also we will be sending you a t-shirt for your child, like this: I am a born genius. So I strongly believe that every baby is a born genius. This is a very proud moment for the child to wear this, hold the certificate, and just celebrating the Brainathon winner. So Brainathon finishers will get this. So once you become join the brainathon, I really want you to win this certificate and this t-shirt. Okay, this is one of the additional thing that we are giving to boost your participation. How a brainathon finisher will be determined is based on your consistency. We don't test your child. We don't want to see whether your child is doing well or not, but what we see is that whether you did all the 21 days with your child or not. That is exactly what we will see. And once you are done with all the 21 days, we'll be giving you these two gifts, and as an appreciation, as the certificate and the t-shirt. Okay, so I really want you to get started with the brainathon journey. And yeah, super amazing. Thank you so much, lovely parents, whoever joined today and learned something. Share in your story by taking a screenshot and share what is that one idea that you might have got when you were attending this live. Okay, and tag me along. Based on that, I'll be selecting a winner, and a winner will be getting some gift from us. Okay, thank you everyone. Bye bye. Happy learning and happy parenting. Ah.